Okay, so my group protocol media project is making basketballs. My pediatric patient has juvenile rheumatoid arthritis, and so I came up with this activity to help with joint mobility and just range of motion and other things to help strengthen his hands to hopefully help alleviate pain, help with any contractures, and again, to help keep them strong. So with this activity, I will have when the kids come in, they will be referred by either the pediatrician or another physician. And they don't all have to have juvenile rheumatoid arthritis. They could also just have broken their hand or had some other hand surgery that could meet the criteria to this group session. I would like to keep the kids between 4 and 7. I feel like with any bigger of an age difference, it becomes a little bit different of maturity levels. So I feel like 4 to 7 and about 6 kids per session keeps it organized, and it's more of a one-on-one session. So for for my for my group, when the kids come in, they will have different workstations, desks, if you will, or they could sit on the floor and do this. I will allow them to pick out what chair they want to sit in, just kind of making it their idea, but keeping it in sort of a semicircle kind of thing with me at the front. I will demonstrate my activity along with the rules. It's going to be a time limit. So for each time you have to make so many, or you have to crumple so many basketballs. So I chose paper because it's pretty easily found in most houses and it's relatively inexpensive with little to zero cost. So once I start the timer, once all the kids are in their semicircle wherever they choose to be, they will already have paper on their desk, and their desk will be sanitized, or so on and so forth. And I will first demonstrate, then explain the rules of everything, and I will start a timer. So when the timer is started, they will have a minute, 45 seconds, 30 seconds, and then 20 seconds to make as many basketballs as possible, like so. I know it just looks like a ball of paper, but I added the basketball aspect to make a game of it for pediatric standpoints. This keeps it interesting and keeps them motivated. So each person, it's hard to make an independent goal or an individual goal for a group session because you don't always know who's coming in and you don't always get that one-on-one time with them. So just a standardized goal of X amount to X amount per time limit. This will take up about 20 minutes and then of a 30-minute session. And then the last 5 to 10 minutes, I will allow the kids however many paper balls or basketballs that they crumpled up, they will get to shoot into a wastebasket. So actually playing basketball. So again, it just adds to the game and motivation fundamentals, foundation of the activity. So once that's done, once we're done shooting into the wastebasket or the basketball goal, then the kids will clean up. So any that they missed, I will require them to, of course, go pick up their basketballs from the floor. This is working on different body movements as well. And then again, like if my hand was the floor, picking up something, using their hand grips and strength, just all the way through this session. I would also allow the kids to not play the basketball game if they want to, and they can continue making paper balls or basketballs, if you will, to continue, because I get that not all kids have the competitiveness that that some others may. The environment that I'm kind of looking for is, of course, a big enough space to fit 6 kids. and then 6 workstations. Kind of quiet and closed off because children have the tendency to be distracted easily, and so that's kind of a difficult balance there when working with kids, because you have to make sure they stay on task so you're getting the most out of each session. So with this, I would make sure it is a quiet, closed area, the door is shut, and that way the group can really focus and hone in on the activity at hand to really benefit the most out of the 30 minutes that I get with them. I would actually like to do different skills with them every week for about a month, just making sure that I'm building their hand strength properly. I'm keeping it fun and interesting, and then after a month, maybe taking them on into my caseload, or um, referring to someone that can if I think that they need more, or referring to my OT, my supervising OT, that they need more. And very lastly, I would of course educate the parents. This is some things that you can do at home to help with juvenile rheumatoid arthritis, but the other areas that I worked with, such as people who broke their hand and just had surgery, something like that. Because again, paper is relatively inexpensive, and they can just make paper balls at home, and they can incorporate some of the same games and activities that I am. Maybe just tossing them underhand, overhand, just whatever they can do to make those paper balls, and then use their wrist function as well to help with their deficit. And that's it.